There's a new name in smartphones, but they've been around for quite a while. And you may know them because of their fame for these devices. These are called portable Wi-Fi routers or MiFi devices, and they come from Huawei, who also made most of the 3G dongles that were used on laptops to connect to the internet across Africa over the years. But now, Huawei have moved into the smartphone game. And these devices are revolutionizing or have already revolutionized a few markets. The first one here is the Huawei Idios, also known as the Google phone in Kenya, released there in January 2011 and instantly transformed that market. Within 2 months, Huawei took the #1 position in smartphones in that market, killing off Nokia, which had been the dominant smartphone brand across most of Africa until then. We had great expectations then for Huawei making big inroads into South Africa as well. It never happened until the end of 2013, when they came up with this phone, the Huawei Ascend Y220. And this was a phone especially developed for emerging markets. The reason? The price. A mere $45 when it was first launched, or 450 Rand. It's gone up a little since then, but that pricing meant that in the first 3 months of 2014, it sold more than 300,000 units. The only cheap phone that compared with this in the smartphone market was something called the MTN Stepper, which was MTN's $50 smartphone. But Huawei, in the meantime, is also making big inroads at the high end of the market. This is the P7, the very latest smartphone from Huawei, challenging for the top end of the market, but not at the top end prices, where we're seeing phones typically selling for $1,000 or 10,000 Rand, but rather at around $700 or 6,999 Rand in South Africa. What makes this phone such a compelling proposition is how thin it is. It's 6.5 millimeters. Just compare that to the Y220 and you get a sense of just how thin it is. They say it's the thinnest 4G or LTE smartphone in the world in terms of being widely available. The other key aspect of this phone is the front camera. Now, everyone can make a back camera that's fairly powerful, around 15 megapixels, but front cameras are usually a fraction of that. This front camera is 8 megapixels, designed for selfies, and also a new term invented by Huawei, the groupie, in other words, the group selfie. It's a very compelling phone, it's a very beautiful phone, and it's one that will create an aspiration all the way down the range, all the way down to the Y220, and will probably make Huawei one of the big new challenges in the smartphone market in 2014.